Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Phoenix, Arizona at the Phoenix Raceway. It's the Road to Pro Truck Series. We are at Phoenix this week. It is a balmy 72 degrees with 21% chance of rain. It's a clear over in the sky today. We only have 9-mile-an-hour winds, which isn't very strong at all. The guys are just out there doing their qualifying at this moment in time. We're just going to see what we can get happening, see who is going to be on the point. This week's broadcast is being brought to you by... Let me bring it up. We have a brand new system here for everyone today. So the Road to Pro Series brought to you by Pirate Broadcasting. And it's the Gerald County Collection 165. At the Road to Pro Truck Series. All right, so let's go take a look at our standings thus far. So there's our standings. After 3 weeks, we have Stephen Kirby with 132 points. Ty Bostic is in second with 7 points down. William Kerwin is 21 points down in third. Zach Ward is in fourth position, 21 points down as well. Kane Vandermark is in fifth position. He's 43 points off the lead. John Ledger is 45 points off the lead in sixth position. Tristan Bass is 51 points off the lead in seventh position. Marty Calvert is 58 points down in eighth position. Brandon Fiedler is in the ninth position with 60 points down, and he is tied with Jeff Nairn in the 10th position, 60 points down. So, all right, so this is what we're going to be doing today. We are going to be doing the Road to Pro. We are going to jump over and see if we can see the grid. We're waiting for them to come up on the grid. So we'll just jump over to that. We have a brand new system. I would call this the Pirate Broadcasting 2.0, if you will. It's a brand new system, brand new computer, brand new overlay. Everything is brand new. So we're just going to try to get through this. We did a race last night. We had a few difficulties. Hopefully we don't have those difficulties tonight. Hopefully I learned from them and we'll be all set to go. We're just waiting for them to finish their qualifying runs. And as soon as they get done that, we will be ready to start the race. And I will be right back. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have the lineup now. Philip Beaver is in first position on the pole. Ty Bostic is in second place. The third place car will be William Curran. Fourth place will be Greg Stone. The fifth place car will be Stephen Kirby. The sixth place of Elliott Swoop will be on the outside. Daniel Green will be in the seventh. Kane Vandermark is in the eighth on the outside. Chandler Cabot is in the ninth position. Tristan Bass is in the 10th. Justin Moyers is in the 11th. Jeff Narren is in the 12th position. Then we have Duke Smith in 13. Zach Ward is in 14. John Ledger is in the 15th position tonight. Brandon Fielder is starting in the 16th position. On the inside is Bryn George in 17th. David Baldassari, he's in the 18th position. Adam Green is in the 19th position, and Wes Gallo is finishing up the 20th position. Then we have Max Troin in the 21st position, Mark Ward in 22. Steve Morman is in the 23rd position. Marty Calvert is on the outside in the 24th position. Zachary Allen is in 25th position. Eric Olson on the outside in the 26th position. Evan and Mick is in the 27th position. Matthew Karikoff is in the 28th position. Corey Goodall is in the 29th. Patrick Colusio, sorry about that pronunciation. Brian Swoop is way back there in the 31st position. I'm surprised to see that. David Watts is in 32nd. And that is your field, ladies and gentlemen. So we're going to get ready to go racing. Going to take a look and see what we can see. We'll go up with the leaders. We have a brand new camera system as well. We're going to keep an eye on that. The pace truck is off. So we're going to jump up to the flag stand. Waiting for the cars to come around. They're along the backstretch now. So again, we're in the Road to Pro. Here they come. They're coming for the green. Green flag's in the air, waiting to go. Green, green, green. Here we go. Let's go racing, boys at Phoenix. Here we go. Pacing around the corner. We're going to jump back down, take a look. Trackside 1. Again, we have 49 different camera angles tonight, so we're going to be all over the board trying to chase the cameras. But we're out here with the leaders right here at the get-go. Taking a look. That's Phil Beaver in the lead, followed closely by Ty Bostic. Ty's are looking down on the inside. They cut the dog leg, but Ty dropped back a little bit. We're going to go up to, let's see if we can find the camera that I'm looking for. Bear with me, folks. Again, a lot of new cameras here, and they're not in order by any means. Okay, here we go from the grandstands. Take a good look. So we have William Kerwin. He jumped in the second place, cutting the dog leg, trying to get down there, but he just couldn't get down in front of him. It's always been a thought of mine, and I'll probably mention it again, and I have in the past as well, is the dog leg. When it is an open dog leg, if you stay on the track, the momentum will carry you around the track. If you cut the dog leg, you gain a little bit, but you lose the momentum. What do you think out there? And I did refresh the trading paint, so does it look like the trading paints are in sync? That's SMXXVI asking me that. I'll tell you what, I'm going to double click. We're going to try to bring up trading paints again. And I'll just make sure that they are loaded. We're going to redo the paints just in case. That is a good point, because we've had trouble with the trading paints in the past. So it says all the files are up to date. You'll see all the cars turn white for a second, then they'll jump back into their colors again. I'm looking at your leader, Philip Beaver, and he appears to be in his proper color paint. Again, you'll see everyone change from their white trucks back over to their custom paint jobs. It'll only take a moment. Just to cover our butts, as it were, make sure that everything's good. All right, let's jump down into Philip's car. Take a look out the back end of his car. Just take a look and see William Carlin. He's right there taking a look. We'll jump into William's car and take a look and see if we can see out his cockpit and see if he can do anything with Philip. He's right on his back bumper. He wants to get by him. We're going to follow him through. Test, take a look. He's staying low. He's coming up to the open dog leg. Okay. Philip actually went low, and William took the main road. It didn't really help either one of them, actually. They're both about the same as what they were before. Philip maybe came out of that a little bit better. All right, let's go back and take a look to see where Wes Gallo is. Wes Gallo's back there farther in the pack. He's actually back in the 24th position at this moment. So we'll take a run back and take a look and see where the 30th is. 30, David Watts, he's back in 30th position at this moment as well. We're just going to take a look around, take a peek and see where everyone is. So that's David Watts in the 54. So Bryn George, he's back there in the 32. He's just kind of idling around on his own. But he does have the leaders coming up on him. So we're going to have to keep an eye on him that he does not get past. All right, back up with the leader. There's Philip. Philip's coming around the corner. And we still have William Carlin on the outside taking a look. He's trying to get by him if he can. Jump into Philip's car, take a look out his left rear suspension. We have 49 cameras with us this evening. So we have tons of cameras to give us all kinds of different angles. So we'll be able to see if I can keep track of all the cameras. That's the problem. But anyway, we're going to see if we can give you guys a good show here tonight. All right. We're going to take a look and see. We'll take a look and see if we can see out the back of the car. All right, let's take a run down to Adam Green. He's in 18th. We're going to take a quick look and see where he is. He's in the 777 car. He's running right next to the Fillmore car, the 109, of Stephen Kirby. I watched Stephen Kirby earlier when they were practicing. Oh, and we're right there. Okay, we'll take a look. Stephen Kirby just get into a run there. Caution is out. Let's take a quick look back. See what happened to Stephen. Let's see what happened. Looked like the 11 came up, or the Stephen came down a little bit. Got into a spin. And that was all she wrote. And then we had the 11 got around. The 97 got into it. Justin Moyers crashed. See if we can take a look again from a different angle. $11 came down to get into the 8. They got spun around. He got nailed by the, looked like the 19. Losing body parts. All right. So we'll go back to live. Zach Ward crashed. Let's take a look at Zach and see what happened to Zach. Everyone's coming into the pits at this moment. There's Zach in the 5. It said that he crashed, but I'm not sure. Unless he has trouble coming into the pit lane, I'm not sure. Oh, he just had a Bit of a fender bender there. Everyone locked it up coming into pit lane. Perhaps that was it. I don't see any other issues with him at all at this moment in time. There's all the trucks coming out back out of pit lane. All coming back onto the track. There's still a lot of cars that are still in the pit lane. Just taking a look. They're still all rolling out. About time for the SRU Safe Light brand out on the track. You think so? Smoking McGovern. Smoke McLovin. There you go. I got a question for you, Smoke McLovin. Does the sound of the trucks and the sound of my voice, do they all sound like they're proper? One a little bit louder than the other? Does it all sound good to you? Just wanted to check that out. Okay, so here's what the situation is right now. Everyone's been into the pits. William Curran is on the point at the moment. Ty Bostic is second. Philip Beaver is in third. So they're just bouncing back and forth, but they're just pacing. So we're just going to take a look and see. Take a look at William. Go back up to the camera. He is on your point. We're going to take a run down here. Shut off this timing tower. Get a better look at the trucks. Going to go back up again. I have a lot of scrolling to do, unfortunately, in order to see all the different angles that I'm trying to find here for you folks out there tonight. So there's all the trucks. They're all 2x2. They're coming up to the flag stand. There we go. Green's in the air, and away they go again. William Kerwin's out in front, but he's right closely followed by Ty Bostic on the outside. Ty's looking. He's going to try to get by him, and he is. He's getting by him. And there's the 60. Philip Beaver coming up behind him. Although William closed the door on him. So we have Ty Bostic. He is now your leader. He's jumped back out in front. Here they come. Just looks like a horde of hornets coming at you. There's a good scene. We'll crank it up a little bit. Back across the start-finish line. There we go, getting into turn one. Turn 1 and 2. Coming into 2, going out onto the backstretch. Here they come. Going into turn 3. 3 and 4. Coming into turn 4. Everyone looking pretty good, although they are 3-4 wide in places. All right, let's go back up to TV1. Take a look and see if we can see. Ty is definitely getting a little bit of a jump. He has a little over half a second on Philip Beaver. He's doing a good job. I just want to take this moment to say this week, the race at Phoenix has a sponsor. It will be Gerald County Collection 165. They make handmade walking and hiking sticks. So the other information we have for tonight, it's 165 laps. We have 4 sets of tires, 3 sets of tires in the pits, 1 set on the truck. We have 1 fast repair. We have 3 green-white checkers. Now the stage break was be at the end of lap 58, and that is when the 10th place vehicle passes the start-finish line. Only the top 10 will get stage break points. So we need to get all 10 trucks across the start-finish line before the yellow flag will fly on lap 58. Stephen Kirby got an EOL for winning the race, I should say, last week. So every time you win a race, the following week you start with an EOL, end of the longest line. So that's a little bit of a break, and we'll catch up and see Ty Bostic still running away with this at this moment in time. He's up to almost a second lead over Philip Beaver. So we're going to take a look. I'm just looking through my cameras, see if I can find a good camera angle. We have so many cameras, it's hard to keep track of all of them. Okay, there's a good fan camera. Like sitting in the grandstands, you get a real good look at the track. One end of the grandstands to the other. Actually, this is sitting up on top of Rattlesnake Hill. There they come around turn 4. Oh, sorry, turn 2 on the backstretch. Now they're going into turn 3. Across the start-finish line. And Ty Bostic is just taking off. He's 3/4 of a second ahead of Philip Beaver now at this moment in time. All right, we're going to take a run back and take a look at a few of the guys back here. There's David Watt's truck. He's in the 54. He is right now about... How far back is he? He's back at the back of the pack. I don't quite know where he is as far as the time frame goes. I know he's back there quite a ways. The car in front of him is 10 of Mark Ward. That's a good looking truck, Copenhagen. Max Troyne in the 8. He's up ahead of him. He is in the 27th position at this moment in time. Abby Clayton truck. And then we have Brian Swoop. He's in the 69. He's running that Mountain Dew truck, red and black. It's a good looking truck as well. Jeffrey Goodall. He's in the 333 truck in the 25th position. He's the one I said last week there. It looks like a camouflage truck. He has a lot of orange and white camo, but he has a lot of sponsors on that truck. Chandler Cabot. Oh, we're wrecking. We're wrecking again. Oh, look. We're into the mess. Here we go. Okay, let's go back and see. It was Corey Goodall that had a problem right off the get-go. Let's take a look and see what happened to Corey. See if we can take a better look. See if we need to zoom out, I guess. All right, we'll back it up a little bit and take a look. So they were wrecking in front of Corey, so we'll just see if we can see. There's Max. Max Troyne. Let's see what happened to Max. He was coming along. Okay, they were all wrecking in front of him. So we're going to try to get back up to see if we can find out where this all started at. We have a good, quick reply for accidents. So we're just going to back it up a little bit. There's the 26. I believe it's showing me that the 26 was definitely involved in this. Okay, so here we go. The 26 came up a little bit into the 777. It turned sideways. 87 just got by. All right, we're going to try to get a little bit better angle. We're going to pause this. We're going to see if I can find where would be a good angle to get a good look at this. I apologize, ladies and gentlemen. I'm still trying to figure out all these great camera angles I have. I don't want that high of a blimp. Although the blimp might be able to give me a little bit more of what happened. We're just backing it up a little bit. Slowing it down some. All right, there's the 77 around. The 777 is going the wrong way. So we're going to jump back through. See if we can see who else is back there. There's the 54. The 77 hit the wall hard, backed into it. We're going to take a look and see who else might have been involved in that. I'm not sure who else. We had a lot of vehicles in that. Brian Swoop was involved in it. Max Troyne. Evan and Mick, Adam Green, Chandler Cabot, Corey Goodall, they were all involved in that. Oh, 99 just nailed the 777 truck. All right, let's go back up to the real racing here. We're going to go back up to the leader. They're coming around. Back racing. There was just too much to see back there at that accident. We missed the restart of the race. That's fine. We're all back on the track. We're going to take a look and see the battle box. Actually, right now, we're going to go back in and see the race information and see if anyone is out. Everyone seems to be still on the track. We have 30 trucks. Tristan Bass appears to be down a lap, along with Justin Moyers and Daniel Green. We have the caution out again. Let's see what happened. It looked like Elliott Swoop and Zachary Allen. We're going to take a look and see what happened to them. The 24, 33 went around. Just the two of them. I'm amazed that everyone got through that. I'm surprised that everyone got through that. Let's go and take a quick look back and see if we can watch this in slow motion. It looked like the 81 just got a little bit sideways, tried to overcorrect. The 33 went down to avoid him, and he got down into the 24. Got turned sideways, spun around. The 24 went around. And I'm amazed that no one hit them. I'm really surprised. Because he was right there in the middle of the track. He could have got nailed. The 24 was down on the inside. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going back to the leader again. That was amazing. That was actually. All right, I know that they say, you take a look at the four-door Ford that's up in front, and then you take a look at the race truck, and I'll tell you what, that is a short little race truck. You don't usually think of that when you're thinking of the racing, but these race trucks are really short. They're really not a full-size truck by any means. They are a truck, but they're not really what you would call a full-size vehicle. I wouldn't go to the store and pick up a bunch of lumber in it, that's for sure. All right, so right now we have Philip Beaver on the point. Brandon Fielder has made it up to the second place position. Kane Vandermark is in third. Jeff Nairn is in fourth. Zach Ward is up in fifth. Matthew Karakoff, he came from the back. He's up in sixth. Duke Smith is in 17th. Marty Calvert is in the 8th position. Patrick Coluccio is in the 9th position, and Stephen Kirby is in the 10th. All right, the lights are off on the pace truck, so it'll be going off into pit lane, and we're going to jump up and wait for them to come by. Well, let's see if I can find the flag stand. There we go. There's the flag stand. So they'll be coming down around the corner. They're on the back stretch now. All lined up. They'll be coming into 3. Coming around the turn at 3. The green flag is in the air. We're waiting for them to go by. Green, green, green. Here we go. We're racing again, boys. 2 by 2 by 2 by 2. All right, let's see if we can take a good look. Philip Beaver, he got a jump on the 39. Brandon Fielder, he's trying to fight him off, though, on the outside. Kane Vandermark in the 4. He's looking on the outside, trying to get by. We're going to take a look and see if we can take a look back a little bit further. Everyone seems to be doing well. There doesn't seem to be any major problems. We're going to take a look back at Zach Ward. We're going to take a look out the back into his truck. They're all following behind him, looking out his windshield. They're all running fairly decently. The 27s are looking on the outside of Vandermark's truck. There's Zach cutting the dog leg, trying to pick up a little bit of room, a little bit of space, but he's not doing it. So we got Zach Ward passing, I believe, the 27. He's coming up behind the 4. He's looking on the outside. Let's see if he can do anything with it. He's a long way away. All right, back across the start-finish line. And caution is out again. Caution is out again. William Curran has crashed. We'll take a look and see what happened to him. They're coming to the start-finish line. There's the 81. There he is. Oh, right into the wall. That's heavy. Oh, and he got hit by the 7. The 10 got into the 7 as well, the 07. Wow. Take a look and see Mark Ward's truck. This is where the point of impact when he hit him, he is hurting. I'll tell you what, the 10 truck is in bad shape right there. The 07's in bad shape. Wow. That is quite the hit. And then we have a smoking truck. Again, we have one fast repair. And I dare say they're going to start being used, because these guys are in trouble. So we'll go back to live. Taking a look up top. We're going to go up to the fan cam. If I can find the fan cam, again, 49 different cameras brought to you by Whiplash SimCam. And I can't advertise Whiplash SimCam, but you see them down in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. I'll tell you what, they are providing me some cameras for another league, but I'm able to use them for all my leagues across the board. And I'll tell you what, they are some just awesome, awesome camera angles that you wouldn't normally have. We only normally get about 15 to 20 camera angles, depending on the track. Tonight I have 49 different camera angles, so I have all kinds, including the fisheye. So you get the good look at the fisheye of the track. There's a good idea from high above the grandstand. There's a good look at the track from way up high in the grandstand. All right, let's go back and see what else we have up in the blimp. I could have probably adjusted this a little bit more, but I will for the next race. We'll see what we have. So Brandon Fielder is right now in first place. Philip Beaver is in second. Kane Vandermark is in third. Zach Ward is in fifth. Marty Calvert is in fifth. Jeff Nairn is in sixth. Patrick Lucio is in seventh. Stephen Kirby is in eighth. Ty Bostic is back to ninth. And Bryn George is at the 10th position. Okay. Trucks are off again. We're going to come up to the flag stand. The green flag's in the air. We're going to try it again. Here we go. We're racing. Again, a swarm of hornets coming through the dogleg. Just trying to keep track of everyone. Keeping a watch. There's the 5 of Zach Ward. Oh, and then we see the 18. The 18 just crashed. The yellow flag. Go back. There's a lot of them. Ty Bostic was first. He was the first one involved in this. We're going to take a look. We'll slow it down a little bit. He's in the 22. I believe the 18 came down, but we'll try to get a little bit better camera angle on that. See if we can see it. Okay, the 18 went up into the 16, it looks, and then he bounced back down into the 22. Off the wall. Both of them doing synchronized spinning by the looks of things. The 54 is looking to avoid. The 26 is looking to avoid. The 66 locked it up, and he's sliding sideways. The front wheels, all the wheels are locked. Gets in the back. The 07's into it again. He was just in it last time. The 78 got involved. The 333 is involved. The 69's involved. Oh, my goodness. Everybody's involved in this. Taking a look. We'll go full regular time. We're following in the 99. Daniel Green. He got back into the... Oh! Just nowhere to go. We'll go with Corey Goodall. We're just going to back up a little bit. Take a look at what Corey Goodall can see. Looking out his cockpit. Just take a look. He's got involved at the very end of it. Trying to avoid. He went down, and there, he couldn't do a thing. He ran into the back of Bostic. Wow. I'll tell you what. The boys are having fun under the hot Phoenix sun. They're definitely having not that much fun, I would say. Not that much fun at all. All right, let's see. We got any pit strategies here? Like, I don't know. Like, we're just kind of taking a look and see. Tristan Bass is in. Okay, we're going to go back up with Jeff Nairn. He's in 4th position. He last pitted on lap 14, so he's out there for a little bit yet. So we are actually on. Let's take a quick look and see. We're on the 5th caution at this moment in time. So we have Fielder in 1st. Vandermark is in 2nd. Beaver in 3rd. Nairn is in 4th. Ward is in 5th. Calvert is in 6th. There's the pace truck coming off. So, all right, let's go back. Let's go back up to the flag stand. We're going to take a look at it again. They're coming down the backstretch. The green flag's in the air waiting for them. Here they come. Around turn 3, around turn 4. Green flag, green flag. Here we go. We're racing again. There we go, boys. Everyone going to mind their P's and Q's this time around? I'll tell you what, we got some trucks here that are hurting. I know a couple of these guys, they probably did not take the fast repair. Wanting to save it in case it gets a little crazier a little bit later on. But I'll tell you what, they are just like a swarm of hornets. Everyone wants to go. You would think that this was the end of the race. It's only lap 46 out of 165. So we've got a little bit of time to go. I tell you what, they raced the Road to Pro Series. They raced at Phoenix twice last year in 2025. The winner was Marty Calvert. The pole sitter was Zach Ward. Actually, Zach won the most laps led. He ran 55 laps. And they had 9 lap changes with 15 cautions for 44 laps. So I'm not sure if we're going to have that many cautions tonight. Honestly, I forgot to keep track of them. I didn't really expect to see that many cautions right off the get-go. So maybe I'll have to do it. Start keeping track of these things. Again, it's all new to me. I'm learning as I go. So, all right. So Mrs. Ledger is saying go Ledger. So let's take a look and see where is Mr. Ledger tonight. I'm going to go back and take a look. There he is there in the 19th. He's in the 6th position, but we have the caution back out again. Stephen Kirby has crashed. We're going to go back and take a look. Going to go back and take a look, see if we can see where Stephen Kirby was. He's right there in the 109. Let's take a quick look and see. Open up a little bit and see what happened to him. There's the 3 sliding up in front of him. It looks like he may have came up into the 45. Yes, he did. He came up into the 45 a little bit. So let's jump in with the 45. See if I can find the 45 here. Where the heck are you, buddy? Bryn George. So we're going to back up to Bryn George's car. See if we can take a look out of his front fender. Right there at the accident. So light for left front. Oh yeah, see, he got right into the corner. Actually, it looked like he came up a little bit into Bryn. And that was all she wrote. So we'll go back and do a cockpit, take a look and see what happened. See what happened. We'll take a look. All right, here we go. We're coming around the corner. We'll do the roof cam this time. It looks like the 109. He just came up. Kirby just came up just a little bit. It was enough to catch his back quarter panel. And that was enough to spin him. And there he is just sitting inside the truck, just saying, oh, here we go for a ride. All righty. So we'll go back to live. Back up to your leader. There's Brandon. He's your leader again. I'll tell you what, I had difficulty last night, and I'm doing a lot better tonight. I did the league there last night for the for another truck series, and I'll tell you what, it was a good broadcast. It was good. It was at Daytona, but I don't feel I did as good a job as I'm doing this evening. But again, I'm getting used to my new overlay, my new programs, the camera angles. Everything is a little bit better each time I do this. Again, I'm new at broadcasting. Hopefully, I'm going to give you a good run. All right. Blake Barton says, let's get back to the number 19. Okay, where is the number 19? Let's take a quick look again. Where are you, buddy? There's John. Take a quick look. If you can see him in the sunlight, she's hot down here tonight. There's the 19, Monster Energy. Good looking truck. All right, we're going to jump back up into the leader, Brandon, because everything's off. The pace truck is off. They're coming around the corner. They're on the backstretch now. Going into turn 4. Here they are coming up to the flag stand. Green flag's in the air. It's waving. Away we go again. Here we go. They're getting a little snaky right off the bat. I'm going to try to take a look. They got all wide, but they all straightened themselves out. They're all good. Rattlesnake Hill looking down. Good look from the grandstands, looking over. There's the 39, Brandon Fielder. He's out in front. Kane Vandermark's in second. He went down low trying to get a jump on him, but he couldn't quite do it. But he is looking on the inside. Kane is looking on the inside, see if he can do anything with it. He's right there on his back bumper. He's getting a little bit of a run in the corner, but then he lost it again. He's trying to get a run. Let's see if he takes the dog leg. No, he's going to stay on the track. We have a truck coming out of the pits because it is the caution truck. We have a caution again. Oh, my goodness. Philip Beaver crashed. We'll take a look and see what happened to Philip. He hit the wall. Oh, the 16. Oh, everybody got into it. A lot of trucks, a lot of damage, a lot of carnage. Going to try to back it up a little bit. See if we can follow this through. Get a little bit better angles. I'm going to try to get this again. All right, we're going to run at quarter speed. Here we go. 16 slid up into the 81 just a little bit. That got the party started. One truck down on the inside wall. The 3 got spun around. That was the 00 to get down into the inside wall. The 33's around. The 60's up in the air. The 22 tried to drive underneath them. Wow. I'll tell you what. There's all kinds of carnage. Then the 11 got into the 8. The 77 was trying to lock it up. He spun sideways in the outside wall. The 69 locked it up. and he got sideways. The 109's getting sideways. Everyone locking it up, trying to avoid the accident. And these trucks are not the heaviest in the rear end. So once you lock them up, if you've got a little bit of an angle at all, they will start to slide on you. And that was all she wrote. It was just mayhem. Let's see if we can back it up one more time and get a look from this static camera. Let's see if we can go one more time. Let's follow this through. There's a whole different angle. There's a 16. He hit the wall bad. See bits of rubber flying everywhere. Nothing but smoke and mayhem. Trucks everywhere. I should say trucks everywhere. There's a 60 around. There's the 11 around. Everyone's trying to lock it up. They're all sliding sideways. Smoke show galore. All right, everyone's into the pits. We have a lot of damaged trucks. We're going to go back to live. Pace truck is off. We're going to go back to racing again. They're on the back straightaway. Going into turn 4. Going up to the flag stand. I guess actually they're going into turn 3. Now they're coming around to turn 4. Here we go. Green's in the air and away we go. We're racing again. I'll tell you what, I don't know how half of these trucks are still on the track. They're still running, but they're definitely hurting. All right. This is a flat track. It's almost like New Hampshire. We were talking about that. I was talking to Zach a little bit earlier tonight before the race. And we were talking about the track being a little bit flatter. So you don't have the banking. And being under the hot sun here in Phoenix, I'll tell you what, these tires get a little bit slippery. And it's awfully hard to keep these trucks in the line and pointed in the direction you want them to go. So we have almost 4 wide in the back. They're bunching up. They got an accident. It looks like an accident in the back corner. Yellow flag. West Gallo has crashed. We're going to go back to West Gallo. Take a look and see what happened to him. Zachary Allen was involved. Zachary Allen, the 24. West Gallo in the 07. We're going to take a look and see if we can get up into this camera angle. There's the 07. He got into the back of the 78. And he slid up into the 66. The 78 went sideways into the wall. The 24 got into the back end of the 07. So there we go with the 24. The 24 went down. He's sliding into the inside wall, bouncing off of it. Not a big hit, but I bet you it's enough to do some damage. And then we're going to go back out to the fan cam and take a look and see. We can take a look and see. I'm not sure who else was involved in that. I know the 07 and the 24, they were the ones that were in trouble. All right, ladies and gentlemen, back out again. Well, I'll tell you what, we're just having all kinds of difficulties at Phoenix, without a doubt. All right, we're going to go back up the leader. Leader right now is Phil Beaver. Marty Calvert is in second. Christian Bass is in third. Chandler Calvert is in fourth, and Duke Smith is up into fifth position. So the second time they were at the race, this racetrack in 2025, they were in the next gen car, and the winner was Marty Calvert. The pole sitter was Ty Bostic, and the most laps led was 103 laps by Marty Calvert, and there was 13 lead changes, 3 cautions for 9 laps. So the trucks didn't do as well as the Cup cars did last year. And I'll tell you what, the trucks aren't doing all that well again this year. So we're just going to take a look and see. There's Phillip. He's just tooling along at 55 miles an hour behind a pace truck. And we're just going to take a look and see who has some pit strategies. There's your stint length. Pit stop times. pit stop laps, I guess. Lap 54. Bass was last in at lap 50. George was last in at lap 14. A lot of trucks were back in at lap 14. So we'll have to take a look at that and keep an eye on that and see when these guys should be coming back into the pits here shortly. All right, let's go back up to the wide camera angle. They're going to be going across the back straightaway. We have a lot of trucks. It looks like everyone's still on the track as near as I can tell at this moment in time, but they're definitely hurting. They're definitely in trouble. All right, we're going to go to the flag stand because green flag is once again in the air. Here we go. We're racing again. Coming through the dog leg. A lot of them are cutting the dog leg. Philip Beaver's jumping out in the front again. He's got a little bit of a lead. Christian and Marty are right back there fighting for second place. One high, one low. Everyone else is just a hornet's nest looking to see if they can get after the leaders. They're starting to file it down into a single lane running, but they still have a bit of a hornet's nest. Especially when they cut the dog leg like that, because that spreads all the trucks out. And then, of course, they all got to get back into line. There goes the truck that looked like the 66 was up against the wall. We're going to try to take a look and see if we can find him. He did not crash. He did not crash at all, but he's out there somewhere. Take a look. Looked like Chandler. Take a look and see if we can see Chandler. He's back out, but he was up hard against the wall there for a minute. But he's all good now. So we'll go back up to Marty. Marty's in second position. Take a looking out his windshield. As you can see, Philip Beaver, he seems to be driving away from him right now. He has a little bit of a gap ahead of him. About a little over half a second. But he's sitting actually pretty good because he has a half a second between him and the third place cars. So the third place of Brandon and Tristan, they're right back there fighting for third. Looking to see if they can get up into the pack. We're going to go back and get a better look. We're just jumping around all these different camera angles. Again, from Whiplash Sim Cams. They're giving us a lot of really good cameras, and I really appreciate it. They also have Pit Stop TV broadcasting in their own right, and they do a really good job at broadcasting, Pit Stop TV. So don't usually oh, look, we have an accident in the back. We have a crash in the back. Yellow flag is out. Yellow flag is out. We're waiting for it to come up. It looks like George Stone and Corey Goodall got into it. We're going to take a look, slow it down so we can get a good idea of what's going on. Greg Stone in the 3. Oh, there's the 69. 69 came out. The back end of his truck spun around. There's the 19 car right there. You were looking at the 19 earlier. He's involved. Oh, and the 3 came in and nailed him. He's got spun around. The 18 goes down into the 07 of Wes's truck. The 19's trying to hold it together. He's bouncing off of the 69 truck. The 3 is back and forth, one side of the track to the other. Everyone else looks like they pretty much got it locked up before they get into the accident. Wow. There's George Stone. He's jumping into the pits along with others. A lot of trucks going in. We're going to take a look and see if I can catch up with John Ledger. We're going to back him up. I'm going to try to take a look out his windshield, see what he's seen at this accident as it happened. Sorry for going in reverse on the track here, folks. He wasn't listed in the accident, so I can't just bring him up into the accident scene. So we're going to take a look. Here we go. Okay, here you go. We're just driving along nice and easy. Now slow it down. There's the 69. 69's bouncing off the wall. He's getting a little sideways. He overcorrected. He spun her back in. John had nowhere to go. He's right there, spinning sideways. Then he got hit by the 3, I believe it was. Just like, wow. I'm going to back it up just one more time. We're going to take a look on the roof cam. Yes, he had nowhere to go at all. He was able to maintain it, bouncing off of the 69, but he was able to get it back in. And he's right now, let's see where he is. John Ledger, he's coming out of the, he's still back there. He's still back there running. Okay, we're going to go back up with the leader, Philip Beaver. The pace truck is off. We're going to go back into the back straightaway. Sorry I'm talking so much, I had to get a drink. All right, coming around into turn 4. We're going to take a look and see the flag stand. Coming around the flag stand, the flag's in the air. Here we go, boys, we're racing again. Here we go. And again, they're 5, 6, 7 wide. Coming through the dog leg. They all get back into 2 wide. 3 wide in places. It just boggles the mind how wide they can get, and then they all fall back into place. All right, we're getting a good look. I'm not seeing anything major happening. Everyone looks to be minding their P's and Q's for the moment. A couple trucks bouncing off the wall, cutting a little bit wide, but there we go through the dog leg again. A lot of trucks going wide through the dog leg, spreading it out, and then they're all, oh, look, it looked like the 78. The 78 was in trouble, hit the wall. I'm going to back that up just a little bit. We're going to go back and take a look. See if I can see that. I believe it was the 78. I just want to go back and take a quick look. Oh, no. Okay. We're under yellow. John Ledger has crashed. Sorry to say, John Ledger has crashed. Where is he? Oh, there he is. Oh, look at that. We're going to go back and see if we can back this up a little bit. Wow. Oh, there's a couple of trucks back farther that were crashing in front. It looked like the 54. So we'll just drive along here with John for a moment, taking a look. Okay, we have 2 trucks going in. That was West Gallo and in the 07 and the 54. They get into it first. And then we're following along with John. John was behind them. He got to be able to drop it through it, but then the 81 came down. They came down just a little bit, and they both went into a sideways slide. And the 81 hit the wall hard. John got spun around. Not as hard into the wall. He basically ran into the side of the truck, and that's what stopped him. So he might not be too bad for damage. We're going to go back and see if I can find the 54, David Watts. He's still out there hurting. Let's go back, rewind this, and take a look and see if I can see where he had all the trouble. He was parked for quite a while. Just going to back it all up. Okay, there he is. He's coming around the corner. There's the 07 on the outside. They're going on to the straightaway into turn 2. Actually looks like he came up into West Gallo. And then down into the infield. Oh, into the wall. Ripped his front fender off. Spun him around. Let's see if I can see where West Gallo is. West Gallo is out of it. So West Gallo is nowhere to be seen. I think he's done. Wow. Okay, let's go back up to the leader. They're lined back up again. This has been a job and a half for these drivers, I'll tell you what. These guys are really putting everything they got into this race here tonight. So John appears to be still on the track. He still seems to be doing pretty good. All right, we're going to go back to the flag stand. Green flag's in the air. We're going to hit it again. Green flag's waving. Here we go, boys. We're racing again. Lap 75 out of 165. We're not even halfway yet. Here we go. Around the corner. And it looks like they're wrecking again. It looked like they did, but it looks like they all got straightened out. They're okay. Just out of the corner of my eye, it looked like they were wrecking, but it looks like they got it all straightened out and they're all good to go. I'll tell you what, this is turning in to be a big chore for these guys to run this race here today. You don't have to worry about your truck necessarily, but you also got to look out for everybody else's truck. Because one guy makes a mistake, it's going to involve 5 or 6 trucks by the looks of things on a regular basis here tonight. We're not having one truck spins. And we're talking about spin. There we go. The 39 to 60. 39 to 60 are into it. That was Philip Beaver, actually our leader. Let's take a look back and see what happened to Philip. See if we can get a better look. He's coming around the corner with the 16. He got a little bit sideways. I don't know if he got clipped or not. He came down a little bit low onto the 39. And they both went for a ride. Patrick Galuccio, he had involved in it. Let's take a quick look at him. In the 18, he came around the corner. Had nowhere to go. Right into the 39, and that just stopped him dead in his tracks. Matthew Karikoff, he's in the 00. He's going along no problem at all. All of a sudden, everybody wrecked in front of him, and that was the end of him. He was into the wall. Brandon Fielder. Brandon got into it. That's him in the 39. Stephen Kirby. Let's see what happened to Stephen. Stephen Kirby in the 109. He got involved. He got into the 78. Yeah. So that's what happened to everyone there. It looks like the field is getting a little bit smaller every time we have one of these crashes. I'll tell you what, folks. That's not. I'm just trying to see. I'm gonna bring up the track map. There's a lot of trucks still on the track. Or in pit lane, I should say. They're all trying to get off pit lane. But wow. This is a race that these guys are going to remember for a while. I'll be right back. I need a drink. There we go. Have a little sip and away we go. I can start talking again. My throat is getting a little raw. I'll tell you what, we're doing a lot of talking here tonight. So the 25th place car, he was off the track. Brian Swoop, where are you? Where's Brian? There's Brian there, is it not? I'm going to take a quick look. No, Brian's on pit lane. So right now, Marty Calvert is in first. Zach Ward is in second. Duke Smith is in third. Kane Vandermark is in fourth. Jeff Nairn is in fifth. Ty Bostic is up to sixth. David Balisari is in seventh. Ben George is in eighth. Steve Mormon is in ninth. And Elliot Swoop is in 10th position. So I'll tell you what, these guys are having a heck of a time trying to get this all working for them. So all the cars are coming back. They're coming up forward. We're going to look for the flag stand. Here they come around the corner. The green flag is once again in the air. And I guess as a broadcaster, it is my fault because I really should have been keeping track of all these cautions. Green flag and away we go, boys. Here we go racing again. It looks like we have less trucks on the field, that's for sure. Everyone's racing, minding their P's and Q's. We're going to go back down to the scoring tower and take a look and see if we can see who's in, who's out. Caution! Caution is out again! Looks like the 4 came. Let's take a look. It looked like the 4. I'm just trying to find him. My ticker is not coming up for me to take a look and see. But I believe it was the 4 truck. Where are you? I'm trying to find you through all the numbers here. There he is, Kane Vandermark. Just going to take a look. See if we can back this up. Sorry, going to have to do it the old-fashioned way. Going to have to back it all up and see if we can see him. There's Kane. I thought I seen him sideways, but I could be wrong. He's definitely... Oh, yes, it was Kane. We're going to take a little ride along with him. He's right there. Driving the ZYN Cool Mint truck. The 17 came up into him a little bit, spun him around. He's spinning down in front of everyone else trying to avoid him. The 33 is going low. The 00 is trying to get away from him. It looks like he's basically by himself. Oh no, okay, the 78. The 78 had nowhere to go. Ran into the front corner of him. Gave him a good whack. The 18 got by him on the bottom side, next to the wall. Wow. I'll tell you what, ladies and gentlemen. This very well may beat out the 9 lead changes or 15 cautions, I guess. 15 cautions that they had last year. And again, I apologize. I have not been keeping track. So I might have it at the end of the race. I may be able to figure that out for you and see if I can do the math. But I'll tell you what, there's a lot of cautions here in this race here tonight. It's a long 165 laps for these drivers, without a doubt. So we're going to go back up to the scoring tower. I just want to go back up to this scoring tower, take a look, and see if I can bring that up. That's not letting me bring that up at this moment in time. Go back into the race. We seem to have lost. Okay, we're going to go back to live. There we go. So see if I can bring up the scoring tower. The scoring tower is not coming up for me, unfortunately, for some reason or another. And I appear to have lost my NASCAR ticker. Okay, we're back on the lead lap. Pace truck is off. We're going to go racing again. We have a little bit of a glitch in the system. I'm going to take a second here just to double check something. See if I can get this working again. We have the race. We have live. We're back to racing again. Okay, so we're not... Okay, there we go. Oh, look. Okay, we did have a problem, but I got it fixed. But it was just in time to see a major accident again. I apologize, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to go back, take a look at this accident. We had a little bit of a freeze frame in the computer for some reason. There we go. Okay, the 11 was involved. The 45 was involved. Take a look, Bryn George. See if we get a good angle on him. Into the wall. Wow. Oh, look, truck up on its side. Wow, up on its side, just going for a ride. Okay, here we go. The 45, the 78, the 11. Let's see if we can see. I think that was Eric Olson that went for a ride up on his side. We're going to take a ride along with him. No, that's Eric in the back. He was in the 64. So we're going to take a look. Maybe it was Stephen Mormon that went for the ride. Let's take a look and see. Yes, I believe that was Steve Mormon. So let's take we're going to back this up a little bit. Go ahead, jump into his cockpit, take a quick look and see what he's seen looking out his windshield. He's driving along. He has nowhere to go. All of a sudden, the 45 is right there sideways in front of him. He had nowhere to go. He rammed into him. The 45 went up onto his hood, actually. And then he went up onto his side, and he's just riding the wall. Now, I've heard of riding the wall in NASCAR, but you don't usually put your truck up on its side to ride the wall. You usually just ride with the passenger side of the truck. I'll tell you what, he definitely needed a tow to the pits after this, because I don't think he's coming back down on his wheels. He's sitting there turning the wheel hard to the right. He's turning back to the left. It's not doing anything at all for him. So yes, he's in a little bit of trouble. He's in a world of hurt there, sitting on his side. Nowhere to go. That's where he's sitting. So Maker's Mark, I tell you what, I think that's the whiskey brand. I think he would need probably a shot right about now. All right, let's go back up live again. Here we go. Marty Calvert in the 16. Zach Ward in the 5 truck right behind him in the 2nd place. Jeff Nairn is in 3rd. Ty Bostic is in 4th. David Baldessari is in the 97 in the 5th position. Elliot Swoop is in 6th. Mac Troy is in 7th. Matthew Karakoff is in 8th. He's been in a couple accidents tonight. Adam Green in the 777, he's in 9th. And John Ledger is back up into the 10th position. He's been in a few accidents, but he's back up there in the top 10. He's doing fairly well. All right, so the pace truck's pulling off. So we're going to go into turn 3 along the back straightaway. Coming into 3. Excuse me. All right, so we're going to go back up to the flag stand, because here they come. The green flag is in the air, boys. Here we go. We're racing again. Trying to get it done. We're going up into the blimp. We're going to get rid of the tower. Going to hide that. Hide our tower for now. We'll go back up, take a look and see if we can see. See if we get a good angle here. We have a car into the wall, turn 4, but it looks like he's all right. He keeps going. Everyone's spread out. Marty Calvert is doing a good job, trying to stay ahead of everyone. Again, he won this race last year in the trucks. So he knows how to get it done here at Phoenix. We're going to go back up to the tower. Again, I have so many camera angles here, folks. 49 camera angles. It's awesome. But I've got to go picking through them to find out the best camera angle to give you guys the best show I can. I'm having a hard job just keeping track of everyone. I wanted to go back. I usually like to go back and take a look at all of the individual drivers as going around the tracks when things get boring. I'll tell you what, these guys aren't giving me a break at all to be boring at all. They're just running full tilt, non-stop running, and having accidents galore. there is Marty. Let's go back to Max Troy and see where he is in the 8 truck. He's back there in the 19th position, still working away. Steve Mormon, he's back there in the 26th. He's still on the track. Philip Beaver, he's in the 60 truck, and he's in 26th position at this moment in time. He was leading this thing for the longest time, but he got involved in a couple accidents, and that's really hurting him. Zachary Allen in the 24. Where are you at, Zachary? I don't see him on the track now at that moment at all. Greg Stone, I don't see him on the track either. Wes Gallo, I don't see him on the track. Mark Ward, I'm not seeing him. Brian Swoop, he's in the pits at this moment in time. There's Philip Beaver again. So we'll go back up to William Curran and see where he is. He's actually in the 7th position at this moment. He's been in a number of accidents as well. I think everyone is, I think there's a good chance everyone's been in something tonight. It may have been small, it may have been big, but I think everyone's got a taste of Phoenix Fever. We'll call it that. We'll call it Phoenix Fever because I'll tell you what, being an ex-truck driver, you get white line fever. These fellas in these trucks have definitely got some Phoenix Fever here tonight. Take a look, Elliott Swoop in the 33. Warriors Motorsport. That's a good looking truck there. I think he was in a couple accidents earlier this evening. Duke Smith in the 17. He's driving the black Kubota Carhartt truck. That's a working man truck. I remember that from last week. Eric Olson in the 64. Driving the Kellogg's truck. I remember him at the Kellogg's truck. I was looking at that truck with the Roadrunner and Wile E. Coyote on the other side. That's a good looking truck as well. Jeff Nairn in the 27. 44 watts. That's a good looking truck as well. Everyone's got their good paint jobs, I believe. I believe we got no problem with our paint this evening. We had some trouble with our paints as well in the past. So finally, it looks like all the little things are all coming together. We're going to get this thing straightened out. We're going to start putting out a good product for you, the viewers. So let's go back up. Marty Calvert, he's back up in the front. Still there. He's got about a half a second lead on Zach Ward. Zach is just trying to see if he can catch up. We'll take a look out Zach's windshield, see what Zach can see. He's definitely getting a good look at the back bumper of Marty's truck. And again, Marty has about a half a second lead on him. So Marty's going to go around. Zach's cutting the dog leg, but just a little bit, only about a half a truck width. He's going to try to catch up. He's going to try to pass him on the inside. I don't know if he's going to have enough speed. Not quite enough speed to make it work. So back up to the cockpit. All right, we have 5 trucks kind of pulling away from everyone else. Everyone else is about a second behind these front leader trucks. So everyone's minding their P's and Q's finally. So we're going to go down and take a look and see. We're going to bring up the truck and their driver in the bottom corner so that way you know who I'm looking at. But we're also going to go down and take a look and see for the information for me. I want to try to figure out what the gap is in the NASCAR scoring tower. So we have Allen and Stone are both out of the race. Everyone else is still in the race. I'm just looking for the 20th. No, George is out, Ward is out, Gallo is out. So we have a number of trucks, 6 or 7 trucks that are out of the race altogether. I'm going to see if I can count them up here in the ticker on the right-hand side, left-hand side. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 trucks that are out of the race at this moment in time. Okay, so we have Zach Ward. He has taken the lead. He's taking the lead away from Marty. And actually, Ty is right there looking to take it from Marty as well for second place. They're battling back and forth. Take a look at Marty's windshield. He's right there. He's saying to himself, if Zach can get by him, I definitely can get by him as well. He's definitely going to try. We're right along here with him for a moment just to kind of take a look and see if he can do anything with it. Driving into the sunlight, it's awfully hard to see driving into the sunlight. It's also making this straightaway awfully slippery because the pavement is definitely getting warm in the Phoenix sun. There he is, he's cutting the dog leg. He's taking a look. He's trying to maintain speed, but he's not being able to get enough speed up to get by him. Going along the backstretch. He's right there. And I'll tell you what, if Marty makes a mistake at all, Ty is going to be right there ready to take him. All right, let's go back up and see what we can see as far as a few of the other trucks farther back. Tristan Bass. Let's see where Tristan is. He's driving that 78 truck. He's been in a couple fender benders here tonight. It looks pretty good right now, though, so he may have taken a fender. No, its front fender is a little bit crumpled up on the passenger side. So he may have taken a fast repair, but now he's just running around with what he's got. We're at lap 109 of 165, so we have less than 50 laps, less than 60 laps to go. So we're just going to ride it out. Take a look. Let's see who else we can see. Chandler Chabot in 66. Ty Bostic, he went into the pits. We'll go and see if we can take a quick look. He's into the pits. And there he goes. He's out. Looked like he took tires. Now he's back out again. Matthew Karakoff, he's in there. He's getting outside tires. Topping up with fuel. He's getting inside tires as well. And there he goes. He's on back out the road. Patrick Caluccio, he's in the pits in the 18. I think he's getting some repairs done, though. I don't think he's in there for... he could be in there for tires and whatnot as well, but I think he's in there getting some repairs fixed. We're going to go back up with Zach Ward. He's our leader. We'll take a look and see. His last pit stop was lap 59. So he's running on... he'd be running out of fuel, I would think. I think they only have about 44 laps of fuel. So lap 59, last time he was in the pits. That doesn't seem quite right to me, but I could be wrong. All right, we'll go back. Kane Vandermark, he was in trouble. He slid back after that accident, but he is now back up into 4th position. So he definitely has a fast truck here tonight. Trying to do what he can do. Working his way up through the pack. Put our track map back up. He's actually in the 2nd spot now. He's actually up into 2nd. Looking for first. First place of Jeff Nairn. Everyone's in their pits now. Getting fuel and tires. So there's Jeff Nairn. He is now your leader. And Jeff's pulling into the pits now. We're going to take a quick look and watch him. See what he takes for tires and fuel and whatnot. We'll see if I can find my rattlesnake cam. That'll take me right back to where he is. Give us a close-up of his truck. We'll just kind of follow him through. See how fast he can get his pit lane done. Pit strategy. So we have a lot of trucks. Vandermark is 31 laps to the good. He's on his 32nd lap. So he's going to need some fuel. Smith has got 28 laps on his tank of fuel. Kirby's got 28 laps. I believe that's what I'm looking at. Again, this is new technology for me, new programming. So it looks like we have Vandermark has 32 laps on his truck. So if he's running about 44 or 45 laps for a tank of fuel, that means within the next 10 or 12 he'll be coming in. So I'll have to keep an eye on that. So that'll bring him just short of the full race. So there's Kane. Kane's back in the lead. Duke Smith is in second. Stephen Kirby is in third. John Ledger is up into fourth position. I mean, he's been having a little bit of trouble, and he's doing really well now. Up in the fourth. Daniel Green is up in the fifth. Eric Olson is in sixth. Corey Goodall is in seventh. Tristan Bass is in eighth. Adam Green is in ninth. And Justin Moyers is in 10th position. So we're going to go back and take a look and see where everyone is. See if we cycle through some of these cars. We're going to crank it up here for a minute. And I'll be right back. All right, we're going to jump in with John Ledger for a minute there. Just kind of take a look and see what he sees out his windshield. He is now running in the third position. And I see if I can take a look and see if I can find out when he was in for pit strategy. So he's on 44 laps, 41 laps. So I would say he's coming in the next few laps to get some fuel. If I'm reading this correctly, again, ladies and gentlemen, new technology, it's a new overlay. I never had pit stop strategy before, so I'm kind of guessing what I'm seeing. But I believe he's up 12 positions, and he's on 42 laps of fuel right now, waiting for him to go back in, probably in the next 2 or 3 laps. But let's ride along with him just for now and see how he makes out. He's right there in the third position. Follow him with the fan cam. Let's see if I can find the fan cam. We'll just follow him along, because I am interested to see if he is actually going to come in following that pit strategy. He's on 43 laps right now. So we're going to see if this is actually what I believe it to be, as he is one of the longest running trucks out there as far as fuel goes, if I'm reading this correctly. He's showing 44 laps on his tank of fuel. And I was talking to the boys earlier tonight, and they were saying it's about 44 or 45 laps to a tank of gas. So the Sunoco fuel is not lasting as long as it should in some people's minds. Just depends on how hard you run the truck. He's on lap 45 at the moment. So we're just going to keep an eye on him. Just bear with me here, ladies and gentlemen, because just as my curiosity, for future races, I will know what this does. He's going high in that corner. Wow, is he ever high in that corner? I think he got tagged from behind. So he's actually back into third again. So he's just riding along. Going to jump into his roll bar. his roof cam. He's on 46 laps right now. So he may be milking it. He's running around. All right, we're going to jump back up to the leader. There's Kane. He's about to put some trucks down. It looks like the 11 in front of him. We're going to go back into the back. Let's see the rear suspension, the gearbox in the back. That tells you how far back Stephen Kirby is. Stephen Kirby's running about a second and a third behind him. Seeing what he can do. So, okay, well, John Ledger, he's still 48 laps according to the ticker box. Again, I'm just kind of keeping an eye on that. Let's take a run back and take a look at Corey Goodall. He's actually back there in 5th position. He's doing fairly well. He was in a couple of the accidents early on, but he's in 5th at the moment. He's actually in 4th. He just jumped into 4th. Okay, John Ledger just pulled into the pits. So we're going to jump over with John. Take a look. He's in there. He's getting outside tires. He's getting inside tires. I'm assuming. Let's see if it goes up. Yes, it is. He's going up, and he's getting inside tires. And there he is. He's got a tank full of Sunoco fuel, and he's on the way out. Okay, so that would answer the question. He ran 49 laps, 48, 49 laps on a tank of fuel by the looks of things, ladies and gentlemen. So that's what this is. This is telling me what different people are doing. Good to know for future reference. Okay, we're still back up. Eric Olsen is now in the lead of this thing because Kane Vandermark, I believe he's into the pits. So is Stephen Kirby. He's in the pits as well. Both of them are coming in. Kane's got a fast car. Let's take a quick look and see if he's going to go up and take tires. He overshot the pit box a little bit, had to back up. He's going up on the rights. He's taking outside tires. Looks like Stephen Kirby's taking outside as well. Taking inside. Stephen Kirby's taking inside as well. I can see him in the foreground. They're both off the pit lane. They're both off about the same time. Okay, so Eric Olsen now. He's your leader. We'll just take a quick look. Eric Olsen. He is freshly off the pits, I believe. He was pitted at, I'm not sure what that 43 is there. It's in yellow, so I'm not quite sure. Confusion lies with me, but that's an everyday experience for me, so it's not that big of an issue. So we have first place Eric Olsen right now. Corey Goodall is in second. Ty Bostic is in third. Zach Ward is in fifth. Or I apologize. Zach Ward is in fourth, driving the 5 car. Tristan Bass is in fifth. Marty Calvert is in the 6th position. William Curran is in the 7th. Elliot Swoop is in 8th. Jeff Nairn is in 9th. And David Balasari is in the 10th position. All right, so there is the 64. He just came into the pits, Eric Olsen. So he gave up his lead. So that put Corey Goodall, but Corey Goodall's coming into the pits as well. He's coming in awfully slow, though. Okay, it was just the way I had the camera angle set. I had it down in slow motion. So he's coming in. So that put Ty Bostic back into the lead. Now let's see if we can take a quick look and try to figure out the pit strategy for Ty. Ty is showing, he looks like he's got 25 in yellow. I'm not quite certain. But I'll tell you what, if we got 30 laps to go, and they're running 44 to 45, 46, 47, 48, I guess it was that John Ledger did, he might be okay for fuel. We'll have to take a look and see. All right. Dree Zizzer 13 says, let's go, Calvert. Well, Marty's doing quite well. He's up there in third position. Cruising along. Let's take a quick look at the trucks coming around the corner now. We definitely have a number of trucks out of the race. 6 or 7 at my last count. We can take a quick look and see. We have Patrick Lucio is out. Evan and Mick is out. Bryn George is out. Mark Ward is out. Wes Gallo is out. And I believe there were a couple others. My list doesn't go past 30, it appears. So I'll have to take a look and see if I can go down and see if I can find that track map and see if I can adjust that to take up more vehicles. Timing tower. So I don't see where I can see any more cars. So that would be it. We'll go to the full-size NASCAR tower. And Allen and Stone are both out. 31 and 32nd place. So they're both out as well. Okay, so everyone's on the lead lap up until the 15th car. After the 15th car, they start getting to be one lap down or more. They're one lap down from the 20 back to the 15th position. Those 5 cars are only one lap down. All right, let's go back up. We haven't had a caution for a while. I'm not used to them running this long without a caution. What the heck is going on? They're not making this race exciting anymore. I'm sure that they had enough excitement already, and they don't need any more with 26 laps to go. They don't need any more excitement. These guys are just going to ride along and see what they have. So we're at 140 of 165. Ty Bostic is in the lead right now. We had 13 cautions for 39 laps. Okay, there's my caution. That's what I was looking for. So they had 15 cautions last year racing this track with the trucks. Let's see if we get 2 more cautions before this thing gets over with. We had 10 lap lead changes. So we beat the lead changes. Last year we had 9. This year we have 10. We have 11. 11 lead changes now. So we just need 2 more cautions to tie from last year. So we'll have to take a look at that later and see if we get 2 more cautions to tie it up. Not like it's a race or anything. Well, actually it is. But we'll see how they make out. See if they get these last 24 laps in without any more cautions, because I'm sure these guys do not want to tie last year. So again, Marty Calvert, he's back in the lead. The yellow and the blue on the pit strategy window are just to break up the individual chunks between the pit stops. Alrighty, man. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Otter's Not has told me that. Again, this is a new system for me. The SDK program is new for me. Only had it one race. I did the race last night there, like I said, and it was a little bit of a task to get used to it. So tonight I'm a little bit more organized. I took half the day today trying to get organized and ran a couple of AI races just to kind of get a better feel for what I was doing. But yeah, no, it's all looking pretty good. So I appreciate that information. Thank you very much, Otter's Not, or Otter Snot. I'm not sure. One of those. Great handle on you, without a doubt. All right, let's go back up. Marty's in the lead. He's seeing if he can drive away with it. He has almost a second on Zach Ward. He does have a second on Zach Ward at this moment in time. So we're going to go back up. Let's see if we can see the fan cam. So we're just going around, sitting up here in Rattlesnake Hill, taking a look as they come around the back end. Looks like the 22 is going around him. So let's take a quick look. That was the 22, I believe. I believe he went in to get pits, and he got new tires, and he is good to go. But he is definitely a lap or two down. That is the 22, I believe, right there. So yes, that is the 22. And actually, he's in 15th position right now. So he was running this thing, leading it up front. So now he is back in 15th, but he is definitely making up some time. He is not wasting any time getting around this track. He wants to get back onto the lead and see what he can do. Let's see, where are you? You're not a lap down anymore. You passed the leader to get your lap back, so you're back on the lead lap. You've had 7 stops so far tonight. So you've been in the pits quite a bit. You've been in a few accidents, buddy, without a doubt. Well, let's see if you can get back around here with 19 laps to go. Let's see if you can get from 15th, see if you can get at least up into the top 10, if not a top 5. You do have a fast truck. So we'll just have to keep an eye on him and see what happens to him later on. All right, let's go back to the race. We'll go back to this, hide that. We'll go back and see if we can hide the tower. NASCAR ticker, we'll put that back up. Well, I hit the wrong one. All right. There's Ty Bostic in his 22 truck. All right, let's go back up. Marty's still leading this thing, but John Ledger is right on his back bumper, and Steve Kirby is right there as well in the 109. And Kane Vandermark, he's right there as well. He's only about 2 seconds back. So let's take a quick look at Kane. Look out his windshield. You can see the 3 lead trucks right there in front of him. You have a lap truck down low, but those 3 that are running together, they are the 3 that he needs to get by before the end of this race, and he only has 16 laps to do it. Now I'll tell you what though, Stephen Kirby's looking low. Let's go to Stephen Kirby. He's down low. He's looking on the inside. Seeing what he can do. 109. John Ledger's right there as well. 3 of them fighting for position. That puts Steve Kirby. He was able to get up ahead. He got up ahead of Marty. He said, you won this thing last year. You're not winning it again this year. And there's John Ledger. He jumped into second. He's bouncing back and forth. He's trying to get up into second place. Past him. There he goes. He's back up into second position. Now he's got a little bit of a run. He's got to catch up a little over half a second to Stephen Kirby. So we're going to have to see what will happen here. We got 14 laps to go. We're still running. And we're still being clean and green for the moment. So everyone's doing good. They got no one in front of them for about 2 or 3 seconds before they catch up with the 14 car. So we're just going to stay with these guys and see if I can follow them around. And I'll be right back because I need another drink. I'll tell you what, I'm starting to get used to talking when I'm broadcasting, but these guys are making me talk a lot here tonight. All the accidents that they were having. Now we're getting down into the last few laps of this race. 12 laps to go. And it is the season for having colds, so I definitely don't need to get a sore throat talking too much. Most people tell me usually just to shut up. Can't do that when you're broadcasting. All right, let's go back up to static, take a look and see. Riding along with John Legier. Jump into with Stephen Kirby. He's in the 109. He's leading this thing right now. Zach Ward had dropped back in the 8th position. Ty Bostic. Now, Ty was in 15th when I last looked at him. He's up in the 10th position now, ladies and gentlemen. So he is just cruising right along, trying to get up to the front of this pack. He's got 11 laps to do it. All right, we'll go back up to the front. Stephen Kirby. Excuse me. Let's see what he can do. He's got a good jump on John. Almost a full second. Last thing he wants to see right now is a caution flag come out. So we're just going to keep it going. Hopefully there's no cautions. 10 laps to go. We'll see if he can keep it clean and green and keep it running. Okay, just kind of looking to see if I can see. There's the leader. Kane Vandermark, he's right there as well. He's in third position. He's past Marty. Marty's about a second and a half back from the leader. No, actually, Marty's back further than that. Marty's back quite a little ways. He's running about almost 3 seconds behind the leader now. But John Ledger is right there. He's on the back of the 81. He wants to get by him so that way he can catch back up to Steven. He's dropping back a little bit though. He's having a little bit of trouble there in lap traffic. We'll see if he can do anything with it. He's had his struggles tonight. But again, he's running in the top 2 at this moment. He's in the second place position. The truck looks pretty good. But again, Stephen Kirby is out ahead of a couple of lap cars. So it's giving him a little bit of a buffer right now. And we're down to 6 laps to go. So again, Stephen Kirby weaved his way through the lap traffic. And that's something that John has to do before he can even have a chance of running against them. So the 89's going up a little bit high, letting John get by. Just following along here with John, see if he can do anything. But he's a second and a half off the pace from the leader. So I don't know, 5 laps to go. Got to see what he can do with it. We'll take a look at his windshield. He is the next car. The next car is Stephen Kirby. So if Stephen can get up there and stay ahead of him, he'd be all right. But there's John coming up behind him. We're riding along with Stephen Kirby right now, looking out his back window. You can see John Legier right there. He's hoping to close the gap. He's less than a second behind him. But there's Stephen Kirby passing another lap car, so he's going to put another buffer in. We've got 3 laps to go. 3 laps to go for Stephen Kirby. He wants this thing. John Legier, he's right back there, but he is definitely hurting right now. He has got 0.8 of a second. He's got to make up. We're down to 2 laps to go going across the start-finish line. I think we're going to jump up here and drive along with Stephen Kirby. Take a look. These last 2 laps. We'll take a look on the roof cam. We'll watch him go by, catch the green. Once we catch the green, white flag in the air. There's no green-white checker. What you see is what you get. So he's trying to get across this stripe before the light comes out. And there we go. We have the white flag in the air. That's it. Checker or wrecker from now on. Stephen Kirby's coming around the track. He wants to get this done. He's trying to get this done as best as he can. So we got Stephen Kirby. He's coming around for the last turn. This is going to be it for him. He's going to get the win. Stephen Kirby for the win. John Ledger's in second. Kane Vandermark, he's coming around. He's got third. Duke Smith is in fourth. Daniel Green is in 5th. Ty Bostic made it all the way up to 6th position. That's really impressive, being back as far as he was. Eric Olson is in 7th. 8th is Jack Ward. Corey Goodall was in 9th. William Curran is in 10th. I'll tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, that was a heck of a ride. I'm going to try to jump in with Stephen Kirby. Let's see if he burns her down. Going to come back to the start-finish line. We're going to go back and take a look. I'm going to watch him burn it up a little bit. Have a little bit of fun. You deserve it. It was a hard-fought battle all night long. So many accidents. But there's your winner, ladies and gentlemen, Stephen Kirby in the 109 Philmar truck. Having fun with it. Burning her up. Yes, sir. It looks good. All right, ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned. We're going to jump in and see if we can get a hold of a few of the people that are in the waiting room. We're going to jump in with Kane Vandermark. Going to grab onto him right off the bat. Hey, Kane, you got a copy, buddy?
Yeah, I got you, man.
Yeah, it's hard up here in the booth, man. I'll tell you what, you were fighting for that lead there. You were there, but you just didn't have quite enough at the very end of it. I'll tell you what, Stephen Kirby is fast truck.
Yeah, no, he had a really fast truck and then got held up by a lab car. I mean, I don't think I would have had anything for him anyway, but still would have been nice to see. But nah, that man was on a different level.
Yeah, at the end of the race, I'll tell you what, you guys all were getting into a bunch of lap traffic, so that was definitely causing a lot of problems, I'm guessing.
Yeah, you know, sometimes it does, and then sometimes they move out of your way. Got doored by one of them. I don't even know who it was, but I mean, still a good points day. Got second in the stage, third in the overall race, so I'll take it.
Right on. No, I'll tell you what. So what do you think of all the cautions, man? I know you were involved in a few of them there, but, you know, like that was, I guess it was 13 cautions. Last year you had 15 cautions, so you didn't break the record from last year.
Yeah, I mean, at first it was annoying in that first stage, and then I stayed out, and then they kept coming, and I just stayed out, and I was like, at this point, I want them to keep coming so I can get second or first in the stage, and then I wanted them to stop after that, and then they just wouldn't stop. So then it started to get a little bit annoying.
Yeah, well, the cautions kept coming, that's for sure. It gave me lots to look at and a lot of jumping around for camera angles and replays, but yeah, it should be a good telecast. I think I got some really awesome replays for everything. So how do you feel about going into Vegas next week? This going to be give you a little bit of confidence boost going into Vegas?
Yeah, hopefully. I mean, ran good all year so far, so hopefully we can just keep up the momentum. I think I'm sitting like P5 in points, and hopefully this day kind of gets me a little bit higher. Would have liked the 0x bonus, but, you know, got good momentum going into there.
Right on. All right. Well, have you got anything to say to any of your sponsors or friends back home?
Nah, man, just shout out my teammate Zach. He gave me the call to kind of come down the pits and then kind of kept me level-headed when I got taken out running P3. So, you know, shout out to him and then turned into a good run.
Right on. All right. Well, congratulations on your third place win. For third place position, I guess I must say. You know, third place win. It's always a win if you're in the top 5, without a doubt, right?
Yeah. So it's a nice day.
Exactly. Good points day. Good points day. All right, man. I'll put you back down in the waiting room there. Thank you very much. Congratulations on taking third.
Thank you, man.
Hey, John, you got a copy? It's Art up here in the booth, buddy.
How's it going, Art?
Oh, good, man. I'll tell you what. You were down, you were up, you were all over the board there. You were in a few accidents, and you still managed to bring home a second place.
Oh, yeah, that was a very rough race. Like, there was just so much over-aggression and over-driving and just people self-spinning. It wasn't even funny.
Well, I'll tell you, it was fun to watch. It was a lot of work to broadcast. So, like I was just scrambling trying to get all the different camera angles and trying to get replays done. But it was interesting to watch. But it is what it is, right? It is Phoenix.
Yeah, I can't wait to go back and watch it. Like all the different cautions and all the people spinning it put me and I guess Stephen Kirby off on strategy to where we're able to save enough fuel to make it a one stop when everyone still needed two.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, yeah. The less pit stops, the better. So walk us through those last couple of laps. So what was going through your mind? You were trying to catch up to Stephen, but you just didn't quite have enough for him.
Well, I was talking to Steven after the race, and I told him he owes it to Marty. He better be kissing his ass right now because I could not pass Marty where I wanted to. He was taking my line away from me, and it allowed Steven to get up on me and, easy cruise on by, and I just gave it everything I could to try and reel him in at the end.
Yeah, Marty had a fast truck, but he ended up in 14th position, actually, so he was way down there. But, no, I wasn't sure. You were involved in a couple of the accidents, so on and so forth, and a couple of people back home were rooting for you. I believe it's your wife. But, like I say, second place, man, congratulations. That's awesome. You made her back up to the front of the pack.
Oh, yeah, definitely got to shout out my wife. I love you, Mara. Got to shout out my parents who also watch, Got to give Zach a shout out, Zach Ward, for both running the league, and he's the one that does all my paint schemes, and obviously you for broadcast. It's always fun to go back and watch because you're very excitable.
Right on. Well, I'll tell you what. I think you'll see it a little bit improved from what it's been in the past because we got a lot of new stuff here tonight, and I'm still learning the system, but I think you'll like the new broadcast. I think it's a little bit better what I've been providing before.
Yeah, I can't wait to go back and watch it. I hope you had a blast watching the race.
Oh, it was awesome. It was awesome. This league is an awesome league to watch, and you guys look like you're having fun out there. So have you got anything to say to any of your sponsors or any of your friends back home?
Like I said, I shout out my wife, Mara. She always watches me race. So do my parents, Zach Ward for doing my paint schemes and everything. Obviously got to thank Monster. I wouldn't be able to survive these races without Monster.
Right on. All right, man. I'm going to put you back down. Congratulations on your second place. And we'll see you. What do you think of Vegas next week? You going to do good or what? Ask you that real quick.
I love the mile and a half, so I'm very consistent on them.
Right on. All right. Well, we'll look forward to seeing you next week in Vegas. Don't spend too much money in the casino. All right, man.
Take it easy, Art.
Well, have a good night. We'll talk to you in a bit. All right, Stephen Kirby. He takes home the win tonight. How you doing tonight, Stephen? It's Art up here in the booth.
Hey, doing good, Art. Hope you are.
I'll tell you what, that was a really good run for you at the end there. I don't know. I was thinking Marty was going to have a good run at it there, but then you came out of nowhere, it seemed, and you were in a couple accidents and whatnot. Kind of run us through what did you have to do to get up to the front of the pack here tonight?
Yeah, the first of the race was kind of crazy, especially with all the cautions. I kept getting caught up in some of that stuff and kept repairing the truck. And probably in the end, really, honestly, is probably what ended up putting me on the strategy to be able to one stop versus some of those guys that were up front that I think had the two stop or fuel safe. So, sometimes it doesn't look good and then it just kind of works out in your favor. So, then tonight, that's the way it happened for us.
Right on. So you only took one stop. What were you getting for fuel mileage? I was talking to Zach earlier before the race, and he was saying about 45 to 50 laps for fuel. Did you manage to milk more fuel out of it?
No, that was about what I was getting. It was just like after we finally got through all those cautions and got those long green flag runs there, and we had a green flag pit stop, I was at a point on fuel because I had to come in and get repairs done that I only had to come in one more time the rest of the race for some of those guys because they were leading, didn't want to give up the track position. They had to pit twice or fuel save at the end. So that's where, I definitely wore out my pit guys today with all the repairs that they had to do for sure.
Right on. Yeah, okay. I just thought you might have a little bit of a secret there of getting extra fuel, extra mileage out of the tank of fuel.
No, I wished. That'd be it'd definitely be helpful, but no, I'm not that good.
There you go. So I see that you were passing lap traffic in order to give yourself a little bit of a buffer between you and John, because John was really coming on at the end of it there, trying to catch up with you, but he just didn't quite have enough for you. And it worked to your advantage to pass the lap traffic in order to make that buffer.
Yeah, it definitely helps because obviously clean air is king, and then being able to run the lines that you want. It helps you optimize your lap times. But yeah, he actually did really good. He pitted I think 2 laps before me is what I seen on my overlay. So he undercut me coming to the that last pit stop, and that's what put him in front of me. And I don't know that 2 laps was going to be quite enough to maybe get by him. I don't know at the end, but luckily he got held up with some guys and stuff, and just allowed me to get a run on him down the backstretch there. And usually, if you're on the inside of somebody in 3 and 4, you pretty much got them where you want them there.
Right on. Yeah, no, well, I'll tell you what, it all worked for you because you ended up taking home the win. So we're going to Vegas next week. Any plans? Is this going to help you motivate you and give you a little bit more confidence going into Vegas?
Maybe a little. I'm not a huge. I do like the trucks, but I'm not a huge truck fan just because they're so draft dependent. Like especially at Vegas, that I feel like sometimes you can't get away. Here they're not, right? But like Vegas is going to be even. I know it sounds crazy, but it will be very draft dependent and pack racing a little bit. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it all shakes out there. So.
Right on. All right. Well, anything to say to any of your sponsors or anybody back home before I let you go?
No, they appreciate the Philmar team, appreciate Marty and Philip. Those guys have been a ton of fun to race with and enjoy being on a team with them. Definitely helped me out tonight for sure. So thanks to those guys for having me, and appreciate your broadcast and everything that you do in the booth there.
All right. I appreciate it as well. Thank you very much. All right. We're going to let you go for now, and we'll see you next week in Vegas.
All right, Art. Have a good night, sir.
All right. You too.
See ya.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is us. Again, we are Private Broadcasting. We're going to go and take a look. Let's see. I got to get this taken care of. Here we go. We're going back down. All right, we are Pirate Broadcasting. We're trying to do a fairly good job of broadcasting, bringing all the excitement every Thursday night to you from the Road to Pro series. The point standings from last week, again, Stephen Kirby is still in the lead. As of last week, at 132 points, so he's definitely adding to that tonight. Let's see, we're at the Road to Pro. Again, we're going to Vegas next week. And this race tonight was brought to you by Gerald Country Collection, walking sticks. And I'll tell you what, they make some handmade hiking sticks, and they are awesome to have. If you're out hiking, using anything at all that you need to go, it's a handy thing to have as a walking stick, even if you're just walking through the neighborhood. All right, so we're going to jump on out of here. We will see you next week in Las Vegas. If I don't spend all my money in the casino before the race starts, we should be sitting pretty good in the broadcast booth, and can't wait to get and check out the big show.